Good morning. Rumble and I are here at French Lake Trailhead, the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge. And there's my car there, and there was another family with a couple of kids. It was nice to see that. Probably one of their last hikes. This little bridge here. Last hikes before school starts. Anyway, we're doing the Bison Trail. It's 6 miles, and last time it took me about 5 hours. We'll see what happens today. Let me give you a shot of what this trail system looks like here. Hold on. Okay, so I figured you'd rather look at the trail instead of me. Well, and there's my cute little puppy Rumble. But, you know, somebody commented yesterday that the weather looked kind of gloomy. Let me tell you, we love gloomy here in Oklahoma. Okay, so in the summertime, it's usually over 100 degrees. And we were so grateful for a bit of rain during the night, and I think maybe a little yesterday afternoon. Because after 2 days of rain, finally, instead of it being 103 like it was yesterday, today it's only going to be 87 for a high. And I'm like, oh yes, thank you Jesus. Anyway, so we're out here and we are getting a good 6 mile hike on, and this is the easy part of the trail right here. And then, you know, as we come back, we'll come back alongside of French Lake. And it's just going to be awesome because if it's getting warm, there's a lot of wooded section along French Lake. And it'll be a lot cooler because we'll be walking in the shade. This is more out in the open. As you can see, there's not any trees. And most of the trail is that way. So you definitely don't want to do 6 miles in 100 and some temps. So, come on, buddy. Just excited to get started. Thought you'd enjoy coming along for the ride, or the walk. Anyway, check back in a bit. Well, I just wanted to share the terrain with you, and also share with you that I've decided I'm going to go ahead, even though today is my 14th day on the lion diet, I have decided to kick it on up to 6 miles a day. Because I'm just feeling great, and I felt like I have the capacity. Now, mind you, if I have a big meal with of beef, like I had a chuck roast yesterday afternoon, I crap out. I just go into slow motion. My eyes become kind of dull. My mental facility is kind of thick, and my eyes will not stay open. So I'm like, okay, fine, we'll just take a nap. So that's what I did. And then later we went to the gym, got some stuff done. I was up a little later last night, so I didn't get up until 7 this morning, but that's okay, it's all good. Today is a lovely cool day, and I can't drive before it gets sunlight anyway. So I just wanted to share how lovely this is, and please don't think of it as gloomy. Think of it as lovely cool breeze, bright sun not burning the heck out of you know, well, it's not really, I haven't got a sunburn all year this year. I mean, it's all summer, and I've been out every day. Yeah, Carrie from Homestead Health thinks that carnivores don't get sunburn, and I'll tell you what, it's been 2 weeks since I went low carb, or 2 months I should say, low carb, and primarily carnivore. Low carb being less than 20 grams of carbs a day, and I've not got sunburn at all. So I'm pretty proud of that. This is just such a fun trail. Thought I'd share some more of it with you. Oh, there's a little pond coming up here. Go ahead and get that in the view. Gonna have to put the camera away because my head. This is just so flippin' lovely. It just brings me so much joy being out here. It just fills my heart with peace, contentment. Whew. A lot of the trail I cannot video while I'm walking because I have a hard time navigating without tripping. I usually pull Rumble in so he's much closer, and he walks immediately in front of me, and I can watch where he steps since I can't see so well. Anyway, this is just such a delight. I just had to share it with you. Let me give you a 360. Been hearing some thunder booming. It looks like it might pass off to the north. I don't mind a little bit of rain. I don't think I want to be out here in thunder though. Once that's gone, sorry, I probably just gave you whiplash. Anyway, okay. So that's a 360-degree view. And there's my trail. It's gonna get a little sketchier, so I'm gonna have to put the phone away. Okay, so we've got a cow. Rumble, no. We've got a cow up there, and she could be potentially dangerous. So I think that's her calf. I can't really see it. I'd have to look at the video and enlarge it. There's a couple more critters there, so we're gonna have to tread carefully. But I have had one of these ladies charge me before, and I had my trekking pole and I just give her a whack alongside of her with it and kind of deterred her away from my path. So hopefully she's going to behave herself, because those horns are wicked. They can do somebody harm. So generally, they're fairly peaceful as long as they're not threatened. So keep your distance. Don't try and walk up there and be a hero. She's watching us very closely, and probably because I have my dog with me. And nice thing is, I wouldn't have even known they were here, but my dog alerts. looks right at the animal. Come on, let's go. So that's how I know they're there. Because often I'm so focused, I'm looking at my feet. I don't know they're there. One day, I really walked into a bull on the path. He was kind of around the corner, a bunch of rocks and, scrub tree, and I just didn't see him. And my dog started growling before we got there. So I was just kind of moving forward slowly and then started I went off trail away from where my dog was the direction my dog was growling at, thankfully to give him plenty of berth. Well, my dog felt that this bull was being very aggressive and he wanted to drive him off, so that was kind of a battle. He was definitely barking and growling and carrying on to who tied it. Oh my goodness. So far I've been fortunate. It's not rained, and I don't mind the rain. Let's get that thunder up that way, please. Oh, it's so lovely out here. I'm just enjoying this day. It's just awesome. Thank you, God, for that. Right now we're in this area called Dog Run Hollow. It's just basically where the water runs down in this creek in between the mountains. Okay, so we're still in Dog Run Hollow, but we're getting toward the end. We're coming up on a section of trail that looks flat. So I'm hoping I can share that with you. But this is just so pretty. I just had to share it. Anyway, actually the trail was over on that side, sorry. And we just crossed over this little creek bed again. And now since I've done a 360, I'm gonna have to step over my dog's leash. Okay, let's go, Rumble. He knows all kinds of words for go. I often use forward, particularly at intersections. But he understands let's go. He also knows wait, thank God. Stop. Anyway, all kinds of stuff. He's a very smart dog, and I so appreciate the blessing of having him in my life. Aren't those cacti in bloom very pretty? Ooh, nice. Of course, when I was out here the last time, in June we had an unusually wet June, so it wasn't in the hundreds as it usually is. And there are all kinds of wildflowers out here. Of course, May it was even better, but there were still wildflowers in June. And I was so delighted with that. Okay, we're at the end of Dog Run Hollow, and we're about ready to make a slight left. You can see the trail going up right there. And there's my buddy patiently waiting. And I've been blessed with no rain, although, a few sprinkles would be fine. And there's the trail we just came from. So, we have definitely caught up with Cache Creek, and which is so pretty. I thought I'd give you a little view. It's looking like. Sorry for the wind noise. Maybe it's something, some kind of wind, I guess. Lovely. You can see there's this bush. This goes up toward the 40-foot hole. Anyway. Gorgeous day. Lovely breeze. It's really not too bad. It's probably about 80 degrees. And there's our trail. Now, it does fork here. Mind you, you have to go to the left because if you go to the right and you parallel Cache Creek, you can go on for a long ways and not in the direction of your car. So, anyway, we'll have to get back on trail and get going. So we're on this lovely outcropping, so you can see better. It kind of juts out into this little ravine that this creek has carved out. And up that ways a little bit is what everybody lovingly calls the 40-foot hole. There's good water flow. There's some nice spring waterfalls that flow over the top. It's really quite lovely. Okay, I guess we were at the 40-foot hole area. At this point, it doesn't have quite the steep sides that the 40-foot hole area has. We're still walking alongside Cache Creek here. Oh, hush. It's not like it's 100 degrees out, buddy. What are you complaining about? He just wants to get going. He likes to be on the go. Still hear a lot of thunder in the distance. A couple of drops. No rain here yet. Rumble is waiting patiently. Just another lovely view. Had to share. When I was out here last, there was so much rain. There were waterfalls in this area. And the sound was just like music to my ears. Anyway, one of the things I don't think I've explained is a lot of people that are watching my videos, of course, are not hikers, but carnivores. And I stated that one of my goals is to hike the Appalachian Trail. Anyway, a lot of people may not be familiar with it, so I thought I'd take the time and explain it. The Appalachian Trail is about 2 miles short of 2,200 miles. It starts in Georgia, not far from Atlanta, at Amicalola Falls. You find the approach trail, and the approach trail isn't counted in the total distance, and it's 8 miles. And then it spans all the way through Georgia to North Carolina, Tennessee. Let's see what's after Tennessee. Oh gosh, I'd have to look it up. Anyway, all the way up to Maine and ends at Mount Katahdin in Maine. So, that's my goal. I'd like to do it while I still have some vision. My future date is February 2nd at the latest. That was my mom's birthday. And you know, I definitely want to do this hike in her memory, but I'll probably also do a little fundraiser if I can, for Guide Dogs for the Blind. If we could raise enough money for one guide dog, that would be just awesome. Anyway, so that's my goal. I want to start, you know, it's still winter time in February, but I'd much prefer freezing temperatures than boiling hot. Boy, my dog and I don't handle much over 85 very well. And that's the main reason why I chose a long trail to do today, because our high today is 87. And we could actually get out here and do a 6-mile trail and not worry about either of us overheating and overtaxing ourselves because we just don't handle the heat. I'm hoping that's going to change. I've only been on the carnivore diet 2 weeks, and I understand a lot of people handle the heat much better. But so far, man, I prefer 70 degrees, let me tell you. 50 degrees is the bomb. I love it. 55. You know, I'd still rather hike in 40-degree weather than 85 any day. You can put on layers. I'll tell you what, you can only take off so much clothing. And you just can't get any cooler. So, that's my goal. One of the things I'd like to do, so I could take my ozone system with me, is I've got an old van. It needs a little bit of fixing, like it needs a fuel pump, air conditioning's out. Needs the power steering motor needs to be replaced. It's leaking. Anyway, so it'd be awesome to be able to take that on the trail with us and say, like, I could park it at Neil's Gap, which is, you know, 2-3 day hike from the start, from Amicalola Falls, and then we could hike. I could take a shuttle to Amicalola Falls, and then we could walk to my vehicle. And once I get there, have a place to sleep. I mean, I could buy a steak, I would, or hamburgers or whatever. Definitely do that. But I could sleep in my van. And you know, they have these cheap Wabasso propane heaters, and you mount it on the outside of your vehicle, and that, you know, help provide you with some heat if you need that. Anyway, so that's the thing. Is I could avoid expensive hotel fees if I had that van. And then, you know, when I was fueled up and ready to go, having some fresh meat. Mind you, I'll have a lot of pemmican I've got to make between now and then. But then I can drive up further to, you know, some 20, 30, 40 miles away, and then again take a shuttle back. But this allows me, I would be able to keep some methylene blue in my van. I'd be able to keep my ozone generator in there and be able to use that and to continue detoxifying from this mercury I've got coming off my teeth. I mean, the teeth, I've got to have these amalgams removed. Right now, I don't know how that's going to happen. There's no finances for that, that's for sure. Well, certainly not that and my hike. I don't know. Sell my house. Might pay for both. Anyway, well, it'll all work out. It's in God's hands. So I'm hoping, praying that eating a Hawaiian diet is going to keep me on trail, keep me healing, and get this done. It'd be awesome. This is one of the dams that was built by the CCC post-World War II. Roosevelt formed this civilian conservation corps, and they did some work out here in the Wildlife Refuge. And this is one of the projects. They built this dam, and I believe it's Lost Lake is on the other side, and then up past that towards our parking lot is French Lake. Anyway, not really lakes, they're reservoirs, but you know, it provides some habitat for animals that probably wouldn't reside here otherwise, like beavers and otters. So it's just amazing that it's still holding back water all these years later. Here we are, we're on the other side of the dam. This is Lost Lake. Rumble, come on. Sure, leash tangled, didn't we? All right, so it's clear. Come on, go forward. He smells something. Apparently some critter has been along this way. Maybe just somebody else's dog, but gets his nose to the ground and it's very interested. Oh, damn. I want to see that root. This is why trekking poles are so essential. That was number 6, where I caught my toe, or part of my foot, and almost landed not upright. And the trekking pole saves the day every time. I prefer to, but it's a little complicated with Rumble on his retractable leash. so slow when I'm on trail is I'm more or less trying to feel my way along. These not so regular surfaces. Kind of a combination of watching my dog using my pole, and I've got these really lightweight trail runners. They're Topo Athletics Run Ventures. So it's a 0 drop, which is good for my lower back, and then it doesn't have a very thick sole, which is something I absolutely need. Well, it's now noon. Been on the trail not quite 4 hours. Getting near the end. There's Cache Creek along where those trees are. And our trail is just kind of up here. And the field is fairly flat. Get to some rocky spots, but no, it's not anything too difficult. I actually decided this direction is better going counterclockwise on the trail than it was going clockwise, because this leaves the smoother part of the trail, like this bit, last. I'm more tired. Just freaking gorgeous. I can't help myself. I'm gonna share some more. Okay, I think we're about the last mile of the trail. I think this is part of Cache Creek here, but we're coming up to French Lake pretty shortly. This part of the trail is pretty nice. We just came through a bunch where the brush was up to my armpits. Yuck. Anyway, almost said, "Hey Mom, come on, let's finish up." Okay, so we're by French Lake now. Parking lot's probably a half a mile up the trail here. Almost done. This is such a lovely part of the trail. I just had to share. Ooh. I wonder if that's a blue heron. I think it is. Oh, how lovely. I shouldn't open my mouth. Oh well, we got to see it fly. How neat. You know, I'm so glad I pulled my camera out because it kind of magnifies a little bit. We do have some wildflowers. This is western ironweed. Lovely purple color. Anyway, got some goldenrod starting to blossom here. Like I need that. I've an allergy to it. Anyway, so glad I pulled my camera out because I don't think I'd have seen him without it, because the camera kind of magnifies what you're looking at. So that was neat. And he's a big bird. So that helps. I really don't see little birds anymore. Anyway, a lot of people wonder why there are boards across the trail, or logs. The reason for that is erosion prevention, because when it rains, especially if there's some slope to the trail, the water will just run right down it and make a nice deep trench in the middle, and then you can't walk on the trail. You have to walk on the sides, and so the path becomes wider and wider. So these help prevent that, because it diverts the water so it goes across the path instead of continuing to travel down it. As you can see, they've put some rocks across right there. I hear very many small birds. I mostly hear cicadas, and you hear the occasional hawk calling. We do have eagles that visit out here in the wintertime, though I think more towards Quartz Mountain, out north of Altus, but I'm sure there's some out here too. They have a very large area that doesn't allow public access, and I imagine they frequent that area. Okay, this is actually French Lake, because that's the dam right there, I guess. The other part was Cache Creek, and it's just swollen, so it's pretty wide right now. Anyway, we're in the last 1/3 of a mile to go, and people can come and hike. There are 2 shorter trails here. One, I think, is the Longhorn Trail. I don't remember what the other one is, but they're just, I think 1 and 2 mile routes, something like that. So people can come out here and enjoy a brief walk. That's the kind of hike that they're looking for. Okay, so here we are, back to the parking lot. It's been a lovely hike, really enjoyable. I'll have to check out the time and temperature when we get back. Ah, there's a sight for sore eyes. It's a pit toilet. Yay! Hooray! Oh gosh. It's a new one too, so it doesn't smell awful. Hooray!